Right, this is going to be the most comprehensive guide on YouTube when it comes to warpaths in Call of Dragons. We are going to start with the most basic thing for beginners, how to catch warpaths, etc. And then later in the video, we are going to discuss every single detail that you need to know about warpaths. And my claim is, once you carefully watch this video until the end, you should have no questions when it comes to warpaths, but for some reason, if you still do, leave your questions in the comment section down below so I can answer them as well. Now, let's start with the basics. As I said, the first thing that you want to do when it comes to warpaths is, of course, catching them. However, before you start catching them, you need to decide which warpath you want to catch, because there are many different warpaths. Let's take a look at this one. We have lizards, sand, ice, thunder. We have fair drakes, golden rock, frost bear, snow peak rock, like a lot of different warpaths. And later in the seasons, we will have even more. For example, I think once we reach level season 2, we are going to have night rock as well. And I'm pretty sure the devs are going to increase the number of warpaths we have in the game. Now, how do we decide which warpath we want to capture? Because every single day we can capture limited number of warpaths, so we don't want to waste our chances of capturing them. For example, I'm going to explain it with an example of my account so you can understand the idea and how you should approach warpaths. My account is purely archers. I have Nico 5111 and I also have Kinara 5241. I'm trying to awaken my Kinara, that's my long-term goal. Of course, awakening Nico as well. However, I'm spending my tokens on Kinara because Nico is coming from the gold keys anyways. And my highest level epics are also Marksman, Gwen, and Craig. So the question I should be asking to myself, which warpath suits my account, suits my marches, also aka Marksman the best? And my choice was Snow Peak Rock. And the way you decide it is quite simple. Every single warpath in Call of Dragons has some sort of a talent skill. Now, these are regular skills, as you can see, but this is a talent skill. How do we know? Because at top right, it says talent. Now, talent skills are unique to every single warpath. So, for example, you cannot use concentration talent skill on any other warpath other than Snow Peak Rock. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a look at the talent skill of the warpath and see which one suits your marches the best. The reason why I chose Snow Peak Rock is because it increases my physical attack. For example, it doesn't work for mages, but archers, marksmen, do deal physical damage, so this is great. Also, 30% chance to deal damage to the target legion when inflicting defense break. And if we take a look at my main march, it is Kinara and Nico. We do apply defense break from Nico's active skill, and also when we awaken Kinara, on top of Nico's active skill, we will also have another 20% chance to inflict extra defense break to the target legion. And let's say even if you don't use Nico with Kinara and your Kinara is not awakened, what you can do, instead of going for the control tree, you can simply go for PvP tree, Breach Blade. When your legion launches a normal attack in the field, they inflict defense break on the target legion, so you can also get the defense break from here as well. So there are a lot of sources for us to get defense break, and Snow Peak Rock, because of his first talent skill, concentration, he works extremely well with heroes that apply defense break, and that was the reason why I chose Snow Peak Rock. So this is basically how you decide which warpath you want to capture, because when you capture your warpath, it is not guaranteed that it's going to have a talent skill, and let alone the talent skill. For example, this warpath also has concentration talent, but this one is a 1-star talent, and this one doesn't have any stars. So when you capture a warpath, the first thing that you want to look at is not its rarity, nothing else, but the talent skill. If you do capture a warpath with 1-star talent, that is good to keep. But if you don't, you can simply just release them with the button right here. To capture warpaths, it's pretty simple. You can search for the warpath that you are interested. For me, it was Snow Peak Rock. I searched it and it was right here. Be careful though, do not click on attack, because when you click on attack, you're just going to kill the warpath. You don't want to do that, you want to capture it. And every single time you capture a warpath, you are going to use something called variant. Today, I've already captured 3 warpaths, so I only have 1 chance left. In total, I have 4 chances. However, when you start Call of Dragons, you will only have 2. The way you upgrade your chances to capture those warpaths is from a policy that is called Administrative Excellence. Every single time you upgrade this policy, you will have +1 warrant, meaning that you can capture extra 1 warpath every single day, which is, I think, pretty massive. Now let's go back and capture the warpath. We're going to click on capture, and after that, all you need to do is just to wait. You don't need to do anything to capture it. Once this is at 0 HP, it is defeated, your march is going to automatically capture it. You don't need to do anything extra. Now, once we capture it, as I've explained, we are going to take a look at its talent skill, if we do have the talent skill, and even if we do, if it is a 1-star talent or not. People say that. I mean, they don't say it. I've seen some screenshots that they've captured warpaths with 2-star talent skills, but I never seen it personally, so I think a 1-star talent skill warpath is perfect. Now, let's go to our pet sanctuary, and this little dot meaning that this is the latest capture warpath, so let's click on it and boom. So let alone 1-star talent, it doesn't have any talent skill. But luckily, I do have a snow peak rock I captured yesterday with 1-star talent. I have another one which is legendary. We will get into that later on in the video. Why this warpath, even though it looks amazing, it has a 1-star talent, it is legendary, it has 7 skill slots, but still it's not good. As I said, I will explain why later in the video. But basically, this is how you capture warpaths. When you capture the warpath, it's going to end up in your pet sanctuary, and you can just access it by clicking this icon. Once you're in the sanctuary, every single day, you will see these little hearts on top of your warpaths, and this means you can interact with them. The way you interact it is just by clicking on them, and every single time you click on these hearts, you are going to get something called pet token sources. This is quite important because with these sources, you can draw gifts, and these gifts have chances of dropping insane skills like 3-star Tooth and Claw, 3-star Blood Roar, like depending on your March, of course. We will also discuss the skills. But yeah, every single day you want to come into your pet sanctuary and click on every single warpath, interact with them, and then get a bunch of hearts. There is one other way that you can get hearts. Do you see this dirt right here? You will have multiple dirts in the pet sanctuary over the course of time in the day. Every time you click on it, you will clean it, which will give you a... Come on, let me... Oh my god, I can't click on it because of this little warpath. Bro, can you move? Yeah, finally, I was able to click. So as you can see, it did increase the number of pet token sources that we have. So what can we understand from this interacting with your warpaths is that you want to have maximum amount of warpaths in your pet sanctuary. This way, every day when you log in, you will have maximum amount of warpaths to click on and collect pet token sources. If, for example, I only had 1 warpath in my pet sanctuary, I would only get a few extra pet token sources, but since I have 7, I got a lot of them. So always keep your pet sanctuary full. As you can see, my pet sanctuary is 7 out of 7. It is full for now. And here's an extra tip for you. When you capture a fresh new warpath, what you want to do is, if your pet sanctuary is full, it goes to your pet enclosure, which is this one. What you want to do is put the new warpath in your pet sanctuary, because every single warpath that you just captured also is going to give you a star. For example, this one is in the enclosure. As you can see, it is green. I'm just going to close it. Now, instead of 7, I have 6, meaning that I have 1 open slot. And this was the warpath that we just captured. So we are going to click on this. We put them in the enclosure, and voila. We have another one with the heart, which is going to increase the number of pet token sources that we have. I keep talking about pet token sources because, as I said, they give you, like, there is a chance that they're going to give you a lot of things. For example, I have 169 hearts. Let me just draw 10 with 100 of them, see what we get. Okay, this is pretty useless. Doesn't have any stars or anything. Hit weakness, again, no stars. Other than resources, we get a lot of useful things. For example, regeneration potions to reroll our warpaths. These things we can feed our warpaths, and these ones are skills. And even if they don't have any star, they still have a really good use. I will explain later in the video. Let's confirm it. And now we are done with deciding which pet we are going to choose, how to capture the pet, and what we are going to do in the pet sanctuary. Now let's talk about how to get our warpath into a perfect spot. As I've explained earlier in the video, when you're trying to decide if you want to keep the warpath or just release it, the deciding factor is going to be talent skill with 1 star. This guy doesn't have a talent skill, so we can just simply release it, boom, goodbye. And when you release it, it will drop you something, either one of its skills or regeneration potions, like it's going to drop something useful. Now let me explain why my main warpath, even though it looks amazing, it is not actually amazing. And then we are going to start working on this green snow peak rock, which also has a 1-star talent concentration. Now this warpath that I'm currently using on my main march is legendary, which is perfect, meaning that it has really high attributes. Also, it does have 7 skill slots for me to use. Once I unlock these ones, I can also use them as well. And the maximum amount of skill slots that you can have on a warpath, if you want to, maximize your warpath, it is 8 skill slots, but I think 7 is still really, really good. And of course, that's not the reason why this warpath is not that great. The main reason is, as you can see, we have 6 different attributes, and the most important attributes that you want your warpath to have is of course going to change depending on which warpath that you are using. Now, since I'm using a Snow Peak Rock, which is a physical base warpath, the attributes that I want the highest are strength, agility, and luck. Strength because it is a physical warpath, and a lot of strength-based skills, for example, Shield Breaker, this green value on the skill is determined by my strength. Or Manic Might. Again, this green value is determined by my strength. Look at this one, heat, weakness, critical damage, and again determined by my strength. So strength is one of the key attributes that I want the highest. However, even though we have agility S, luck S, the reason why I want luck as well is because our talent skill is determined by luck. So we need luck, agility, and strength on our Snow Peak Rock. But unfortunately, even though agility and luck, they are almost maxed, my strength is B tier and it's super low compared to my agility and luck, meaning that I will need a better Warpath, a better Snow Peak Rock to use with my main march, even though on paper, at first glance, this guy looks amazing, but it is not. Now, since we understood this Warpath is not that optimal, we are going to start working on our green Snow Peak Rock, which do also have 1-star talent. Now, to reroll your Warpath, you are going to hit regenerate, and every single time we generate our Warpath, it can either turn into a green one, it can either stay green, upgrade to a blue, to an epic, or even to a legendary. And within 20 regenerations, we are guaranteed to have an epic or legendary Warpath. Unfortunately, we only have 26 regeneration potions, so I doubt that we are going to hit a legendary one, but it's just to show you how to upgrade, how to make your Warpaths better. Let's hit on regenerate. Oh, we immediately hit an epic. Okay, this is not bad. I mean, it's not a legendary. Of course, it's not better than what we already have. If this was the only Warpath that I had, I would definitely hit save and just keep using this one. But since I'm only using one march and I already have a legendary Snow Peak Rock with a 1-star talent and bunch of extra skills, I didn't actually need to save the epic one. I could just hit regenerate again, but I wanted to do it just to show you guys. Now we're going to keep regenerating. Let's keep regenerating. Come on. No, okay. We couldn't hit legendary, so this is the best one that we have. Now, of course, what you want to do is you want to keep regenerating this Warpath until certain things happen. And those things are, I'm talking about Snow Peak Rock, by the way, but this logic applies to every single Warpath. You want your key attributes to be the S tier. My agility and luck is S, but my strength is super low, so I don't like this one. I want my strength, agility, and luck all S tier when I regenerate my Warpath. And one more thing that you want to have, just like this one, in my opinion, you want to have at least 7 skill slots. Yes, 8 skill slot is the maximum that you can go, and it's obviously the best one, but it's a little bit luxury. It's just wasting a lot of regeneration potions just to min-max the Warpath. As long as you hit legendary, you hit the key attributes at S tier, and also minimum 7 skill slots, that Warpath is, in my opinion, just perfect. Now, speaking of skills, let me show you real quick how do you apply new skills to your Warpaths. First of all, what you need to do is unlocking the existing skill slot. You cannot put any new skills without unlocking those. And once you unlock a skill slot with a random skill, what you can do is that you can just replace the skill. Let me show you this one first. We head over to skills. Let's say this one is useless for me, Poison Gland, and I want to replace it with whatever, like with Steadfast Chain Strike. We click on the skill, we click learn, and then we're going to click on replace, and boom. As you can see, I got rid of that skill and I replaced it with a Steadfast Chain Strike. Now let me show you how to unlock the skill slots. What you are going to do is you are going to use your skills that are useless that I mentioned at the start of the video. Then I draw some gifts. We got some skills with 0 stars, but I said they are still very useful. What we can do with those is that we can use them to unlock these skill slots. Okay, we used every single skill with 0 stars and we were only able to get this slot to 32%. And of course, to unlock the skill slot, what you need to do is get this to 100. Once you get this to 100%, we will unlock a new skill slot so that we can apply another skill of our choice. And one more thing regarding the skills of your Warpath. Let's say on this Warpath, I have 7 skills and all 7 are just really good. But the attribute of this Warpath is bad. Imagine a scenario where the attribute of this one is much better. Let's say it's another legendary. The attributes are amazing, like strength, agility, luck, S tier, but we don't have any skills. What you can do is you can choose the Warpath with really high attributes. You click on this little icon and then you can choose the Warpath with great skills and transfer the skills of this one to the one that has no skills but great talents. Just keep in mind that you need to have enough skill slots. For example, if I select this one, it does have 5 skills. However, this only have 4 skill slots, so it's not going to work. Always make sure that Warpath that's going to receive the skills has sufficient skill slots. And just to show you guys, these are your existing skills that you have not applied to any Warpath. You can either use them and sell them to get some exchange coin sources, and with those exchange coin sources you can go to Pet Exchange and you can buy the skills of your choice. Now the key here is that not every single Warpath skill is in this shop. If we click on 3 stars, there are literally no skills. let alone 3 stars. If we just click on agility, there are no agility skills that you can purchase from this store. So we have a few extra options to buy warpath skills. If you go to your alliance and alliance store, here you will see the merit store, and from here you can buy warpath skills that are really nice. For example, if I did have the merits, I would definitely, well, most likely would buy the wild chain strike, because that is one of the skills that I'm after. Last but not least, let's say you did regenerate your warpath and landed on a good legendary with good attributes and 8 skill slots, and you unlock them all. So which skills that you will actually apply to your warpath? That is the main question. If you click on skills and disable this owned only, you will see there are a ton of skills that you can apply to your warpath, and the decision is actually up to you, because there are many different ways that you can build your warpath. The only thing that you need to pay attention is that if you click on this, you will see that it says there are 6 skill types, meaning that based on strength, based on agility, endurance, intelligence, etc., and you can only have up to 3 skills of the same type. For example, I can only have 3 strength skills, 3 agility skills, 3 luck skills, etc. Look, Manic Might is determined by strength, Hit Weakness is also determined by strength, and Shield Breaker also determined by strength, meaning that even if I unlock these last 2 skill slots, I cannot apply a skill that is determined by strength. That's why it's so important to decide which skills that you are going to use on your warpaths even very later on in the game. But even though I said it is up to you, my general rule of thumb is enhancing this talent skill as much as possible. And what I mean by that is this. So I have 1-star talent concentration, right? If I go to 3 stars or 2 stars, you will see different concentration skills. Look at this one. Forceful concentration. It increases the damage of concentration, this active skill, this talent skill, even more. We have the 2-star version, we have the 1-star version, and we have the 3-star version of forceful concentration. Let me move myself right here. The way you get these 3 stars are usually, unless they are in the gift chances, most likely you are going to get them at the end of your season. There is a special event at the end of the season where you can purchase some 3-star skills for your warpaths, and you could get a forceful concentration, but that's only the second one. There is a third one, which is super concentration, and now we are increasing the chance of concentration triggering. If we only have, let's say, 1-star talent concentration, it has 30% chance to trigger, and the damage factor is 97. But if I have, let's say, a super concentration, which increases the trigger chance extra almost 18%, a forceful concentration, which increases the damage almost 23%, we are enhancing this talent skill massively. So what I'm going to do is, one of my skills is going to be forceful concentration, and the other one is going to be super concentration. So that's going to be my 3 skill slots, 3 concentrations. But as I just explained, we need to pay attention. The thing it says in brackets, it's determined by luck. This one is determined by luck, so we already have 2 luck skills. And the other one, forceful concentration, is determined by strength. So once I have those 3, I can only apply plus 1 extra luck skill and 2 more strength skills, meaning that I can still apply, like, let's say 3 agility skills. For example, I can go for a chain strike, which is determined by agility, a wild chain strike, which is again determined by agility, and finally a stat phase chain strike, again determined by agility. So if I purchase and apply these 3 skills as well, I'm done with the agility. I cannot apply any other agility skills. So we would have 3 chain strikes, 3 concentration skills, leaving us with 2 more extra slots, and I can either apply 1 luck, 1 strength, or 2 strength. Let's say I will probably go for Tooth and Claw to increase the warpath physical damage even more, and probably finish it off with a Shield Breaker for enemy legion defense penetration. That will most likely make the perfect Snow Peak Rock warpath. As an example, I would love to go for the Fierce Attack road, so I will get Fierce Attack and Forceful Fierce Attack, but I cannot. Why? Because I'm already using all 3 my agility chances for Chain Strike and Forceful Fierce Attack, also determined by agility. This makes it 4 skills that are determined by agility, which is not possible. So if I want to go down the Fierce Attack route, and then I would have to, let's say, get rid of my Statfast Chain Strike, so it frees 1 skill slot that can be determined by agility, so I can apply my Forceful Fierce Attack. Hope you guys liked it, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you still do have any questions regarding warpaths, please leave them in the comment section down below so we can go over them as well. I'm not sure if I did forget anything, but I think it is a super comprehensive guide when it comes to warpaths. I see you guys on the next video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.